Gedvydas Vainauskas, the president of a Lithuanian professional basketball team, has sparked controversy after attributing his team's struggles to having too many black players. Quote, "We've always held a stance that there shouldn't be more than 2 black players on the team. What happened was that Coach Tomas Pachizis likes to play with black players, to control them, to teach them, to tutor them, and we ended up with 4 players that are black. All of a sudden, they came together to form, how should I put it, a sort of gang. It cannot be that way. No more than 2 black players. I can say that from my 23 years of experience in this business. Teams don't ever have more than 2 black players because that's when bad things start to take place." Wow. Stephen A.?
Well, clearly, it's a very, very racist comment, obviously. It's highly offensive. Unfortunately, it's not surprising. There are people who feel this way about black people, and it's not just in the United States of America. The unfortunate part of all of this, in my opinion, one of the many unfortunate things about this statement, is that, number one, it's indicative of what some people in America believe still. Number two, it gives off I think to a lot of Americans, it would give off the feelings of justification for their own racist tendencies, those who have those tendencies. And so, and number three, and more importantly, or just as important as anything else, it harkens me back to what I said just a few days ago. Unfortunately, when it comes to black folk, people want to exploit the talents that we possess, but far more often than not, the interest lies in an ability and a willingness to control us as opposed to letting us spread our wings and fly. If it's people from other ethnicities, there doesn't seem to be this sort of dogged effort to do such things. But when it comes to black people, particularly that of black men, it is obviously the case. This is one of the reasons why we step back and why we could dissect and be critical of the game of a LeBron James or anybody else, for example. One of the things that we should applaud about the modern day athlete, from the LeBron James of the world to the D Wades of the world, a Kevin Durant of the world, a Michael Bennett of the world, a Colin Kaepernick of the world, and others. We have to applaud their social consciousness, their willingness to step out front and speak about the things that ail us as a society. It was beautiful when the racial epithet spray painted on the gate of LeBron James' Brentwood home in the aftermath of that he came out during the press conference and he said it's just a reminder of what we deal with, that no matter how far you climb, no matter how successful you are, no matter how much of an iconic figure you are, no matter what a celebrity you are, when you are black, you are going to be reminded of that reality. And as a result, you're going to have to deal with the fallout from that. This is something that black individuals, especially black men, not only black men, but especially black men, because black women go through a lot too. But black men wake up with every single day of our lives. People look at us, and regardless of what our gifts may be, regardless of how we conduct ourselves, regardless of how successful we are and how people are able to monetize our efforts and our exploits into something that's beneficial for themselves and everybody else, not just us, there's this overwhelming willingness and penchant to keep us in line and keep us under control. And what we heard here is that it's not just in America, it's everywhere. It's incredibly sad, but far from shocking.
This guy, what's his name? The team president, Vainauskas. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He's an idiot. What an idiot. A moron. A stupid jackass. What kind of a thing is that to say? I mean, and let me tell you what kind of a stupid jackass this guy is. You stupid jackass. Let me tell you what kind of a stupid jackass you are. I hope you can hear me. People used to accuse the '80s Celtics. I'll go back to that Magic Bird documentary, Stephen A., Best of Enemies. The '80s Celtics of pandering to Boston fans with white players. Red Auerbach, the GM, one of the greatest coaches and GMs in the history of basketball, gave the head coaching job, the first head coaching job to a black man, to an African American, Bill Russell. First in any major American team sport. First black starting five on the Celtics. Later on, when he had Bird and McHale, it wasn't because they were white, it's because they were the best. That's why. So people who criticized Red Auerbach weren't paying attention to the facts. He was progressive precisely because he judged people on the content of their character, on their abilities, on what they could do. He didn't prejudge them. He judged them based on the merits. So this moron in Lithuania doesn't want to do that. You can't have more than 2 black players on a team, he says, or they form a gang. That's been his experience. Right, because none of the best teams of all time in basketball have had more than 2 black players on the court at the same time or on the team.
Such
Not
a joke.
Like the reigning champion Golden State Warriors or their adversary, the Cleveland Cavaliers, or the 72-win Bulls teams, or the Dream Team that stomped out planet Earth in basketball, all the countries, including the countries who had mostly non-black players or players of African descent, I guess. So the real stupidity of the comment is he's so clouded by his own racism and by his own, and so handicapped by his own ignorance that he actually allows that to put him at a competitive disadvantage.